Welcome back to the last day of deleted history. Y'all, this is going to be so good. Let's get into it. Let's just dive right in. White supremacists are back in the headlines, but Minnie Gettings Cox already showed us the one move they will never see coming. Here's what they don't teach you about power. It's not just about winning the protest. It's about building something so strong, your enemies end up needing you anyways. And in this video, I'm going to show you the exact business lesson inside her story, how to turn racist rejection into a revenue pivot built on offers that make you economically indispensable and design a business they literally can't move without, even if they never want to put you in the room. And while we're on that, y'all, tickets for Black Women Sell Live 2026 are officially open for the next 7 days only before we shut down registration only for clients, okay? So if you're a Black woman expert ready to build something they can't move without, then pay close attention. First and foremost, y'all, if you want the link to Black Women Sell Live, go ahead and comment the word waitlist, or you can go directly to blackwomensellavent.com. And I will tell you, it is totally worth it. If you go to that link, blackwomensellavent.com, you can get your ticket for as little as like $200 down. So go ahead and get your ticket right now. If you got to do a payment plan, do a payment plan. Welcome to day 28 of Deleted History, 28 Black women millionaires they prayed you'd never learn about. I'm Ashley Kirkwood, founder of Speak Your Way to Cash, over 11 million in lifetime sales, and the creator of the baddest event for Black women experts in the world, Black Women Sell Live. For the past 28 days, we've traveled through time together, learned about Mary Ellen Pleasant, who overheard conversations and turned them into investment plays that built a fortune worth hundreds of millions of dollars today. We've heard about Biddy Mason, who walked into freedom, then turned a $202.50 a day nursing job into downtown LA real estate, now worth millions. We heard about Elizabeth Keckley, who sold her way from enslavement into dressing first ladies on both sides of the Civil War. Y'all, I don't know if you realize how crazy historic this is, how amazing this is. All these women are sisters. These are all Black women millionaires and leaders that you did not learn about in school that we have been teaching you about for the last 28 days. You can go to Black Women Tell TV to learn all of their stories, but let's keep going. Now, write these names down. Annie Turnbull Malone built a beauty empire in school valued in the millions, and she did it in the 1920s. Madam C.J. Walker, who scaled through a sales force of tens of thousands of Black women instead of doing every sale herself. We learned about Clara Brown, who washed miners' clothes, captured the gold dust, and parlayed that into lots, houses, and mining claims. We learned about Maggie Lena Walker, who became the first Black woman to charter and run a bank, then sailed it through economic storms. We learned about Sarah Spencer Washington, who turned a one-room salon into the Apex Beauty empire and even bought golf courses that Black folks weren't even allowed to play on. We learned about Rose Meta Morgan, who made Harlem's Rose Meta House of Beauty, the largest Black beauty salon in the world, and then helped found a bank. We learned about Georgia Gilmore, who turned fried chicken and pies into fuel for the Montgomery bus boycott. We learned about stagecoach Mary Fields, who was a straight gangster, y'all. She secured federal mail contracts, entrepreneurship, and built a retainer-style business before we even had that language. Then we learned about Ida B. Wells Bennett, who converted righteous anger into subscription speaking tours and real estate. We learned about Mary McLeod Bethune, who started with $1.50 and built a school that quickly became a university and a political base. Nanny Helen Burroughs, who built a training school for women and girls funded by Black donors on purpose. Look, I don't share these women's names as a rote list. I share their names because if you are a Black woman entrepreneur today, you need to understand how we built. Okay, we ain't built the same. We built different. We're built on the work, on the labor, on the bravery of our ancestors. And if we knew that, I feel like we would move different. We're doing Black Women Sell Live to teach Black women entrepreneurs how to tap into what we've been doing for generations. We've been selling. We've been making $1 million moves. We've been building $1 million businesses. We've been having land and real estate and employing one another. We've been learning from one another. And every single woman we've covered to date tells that story. Emily Davis tells that story. America Newton tells that story. Harriet Tubman didn't just stop at helping people escape, y'all. She actually bought land and built institutions. She had a wealth building plan for herself, and she was negotiating her salary even back then. Fannie Barrier Williams redirected institutional money through her influence. Rebecca Lee Crumpler, one of the first Black doctors. Mara Eliza Mahoney leveraged credentials to own practices and pathways in healthcare. Ann Lowe created couture gowns for America's elite. Alice Guy Blaché pioneered film. And then We had all the unnamed boarding house owners, bankers, insurers, beauty school founders, and property investors whose model was built on or built for the furtherance of Black wealth, even when history forgot their names. But what we cannot do is we cannot forget. Here's the through line for you. The through line is these women did not just ask for seats at tables, built houses, built banks, built schools, built studios, and built systems. They hired each other in jobs, created wealth through their businesses, and never quit when opposition came. They never made excuses. They got it done, even when they didn't feel like it. Black Women Sell Live 2026 is where I'm teaching you how to apply those same strategies to your offers, your pricing, and your positioning. So you're not just in an industry, you're quietly controlling how it moves, and you only got 7 days to get your ticket. 7 days to get your ticket till tickets shut down. So go ahead and comment waitlist. I'll send you the link. It's blackwomensellavent.com. I want to make sure every woman that wants to be there can be there. The pricing is literally not a barrier. We made it affordable on purpose. Now, for all my bougie girls, don't worry. We got a VIP and we got a platinum ticket because y'all know who you are. Y'all don't go to stuff unless there's a VIP and a platinum and a reserved seat and all the things. And I get it because I'm the same way. I don't even go to concerts unless there's a suite. So I get it. We got something for my bougie girls too. But if you're just a sister who's like, I need to get in the room, you can come too. So today, on our final day, I want to show you how one woman responded to white supremacist terror by building something they literally had to bank with. Her name was Minnie Gettings Cox. Y'all, we going out with a bang. Minnie Gettings Cox was Mississippi's first Black woman postmistress. President Benjamin Harrison appointed her in 1891 to run the post office in Indianola. Am I saying that right, y'all? Who's from Mississippi? Is it Indianola? Indianola, Mississippi. And she ran it so well that even when people hated her and they hated the idea of a Black woman in federal power, they still used her office. Then came the backlash. As the local economy dipped and cotton prices fell, white resentment grew. Y'all know some people can't stand to be challenged. In 1902, white supremacists in Indianola started a campaign to force her out, y'all. They held public meetings, hurled threats and slurs, and demanded that her presidentially appointed post office be handed to a white man. What y'all think she did about that? Drop a 1 in the chat if you think she caved. Drop a 2 in the chat if you think she fought. Check this story out. The threats got so intense that many offered her resignation effective January 1st, 1903. President Theodore Roosevelt refused to accept it. Instead, he shut down the entire post office and kept paying her salary rather than letting the racists win on principle. What? It became a national scandal, the Indianola affair. Newspapers across the country weighed in on this small town battle over a Black woman in federal power. Most people would have spent the rest of their life trying to get that job back. Many didn't. She pivoted. Because let me tell you right now, comment pivot if you're like, yo, I know when to pivot. She pivoted. Let me tell you what she did. In 1904, think about this, 1904, y'all. We talking about 1904. This is not, it was not the same game as now. Minnie and her trusted husband, come on, shout out to a good man, Wayne, returned to Indianola and founded the Delta Penny Savings Bank. I don't know if y'all realize, but I done talked about 3 sisters that started banks in the 1800s and the 1900s. I don't know about you, but we need more Black women starting banks now, okay? So she started the Delta Penny Savings Bank. It became one of Mississippi's earliest and most successful Black-owned banks. Minnie served as vice president, and after Wayne's death, she became secretary-treasurer, a role even more powerful than the bank president, with control over major financial operations and assets. By 1914, Delta Penny was the first Black-owned bank in Mississippi approved to guarantee deposits, and she didn't stop there. In 1908, the Coxes opened Mississippi Life Insurance Company, the first Black-owned life insurance company in the United States to offer whole life policies. When the company faltered after Wayne's death, Minnie took over, turned it around in under a year, moved it to Memphis to escape local hostility because the haters gonna hate, and then later sold it, combining those proceeds with her bank shares and land holdings to become one of the richest Black women in the country. Clock it. Sometimes you think losing your job gonna make you lose everything, when really losing that job is gonna open up your mind to doing everything you never thought was possible for you. Here's the plot twist. Some of the same white folks who didn't want her running their post office later put their money in her bank. They did not suddenly stop being racist. They just could not ignore her results. They took her position, she built power, and that's the exact blueprint I'm presenting to you at Black Women Sell Live. Stop obsessing over titles and tap into structures that make your work economically indispensable. Y'all, tickets are live right now at blackwomensellavent.com for the next 7 days only. After that, we shut down open registration and keep seats open only for clients. If this story is hitting you in the chest, making you pause, I need you to go to blackwomensellavent.com. Now, here's why. Many of you could have economically indispensable companies, but the truth is you are too worried about your haters to clap back with capital. Okay? Don't be too worried about your haters to clap back with capital. Here's the framework. Number one, stop confusing positions with power. Are y'all ready for this? Minnie's federal appointment was prestigious and fragile at the exact same time. One racist campaign and the entire town turned on her. But when she built a bank and an insurance company, she moved from being hireable to being essential. People who hated her identity still needed her systems. Here's what I want you to do. Stop obsessing over what they won't do. They won't put me on their stage, their panel, or their board. Who cares? Start asking, what can I build that they eventually need access to? Black Women Sell Live exists because too many Black women experts have credentials, but not categories, positions, but not power. At the event, we're mapping out revenue models that move you from a good hire to necessary infrastructure. Step 2, I want you to turn rejection into a revenue pivot. The Indianola affair could have been Minnie's tragic ending. Instead, it became her launching pad into banking and insurance. She didn't just bounce back, she upgraded the level of game she was playing. So ask yourself, what did an institution, client, or gatekeeper tell you that's still haunting you? What no did you get that's still haunting you? What is the bank or the Mississippi Life version of the rejection in your business? At Black Women Sell Live, I'm walking you through how to turn those closed doors into product suites, licensing plays, membership models, and events, structures that pay you long after the sting of rejection wears off. Tickets are only open for the next 7 days. And if you know if God has been nudging you to stop replaying old losses and start building new assets, this event is literally your sign. Step 3, I want you to build what they can't function without. Many did not just create a bank. Delta Penny Savings Bank financed Black homes and businesses all across Mississippi. Mississippi Life Insurance Company helped families build modest wealth and access whole life policies no white firm would ever sell to them. And the ultimate irony is local white residents ended up relying on her bank too. Today, your version of that may look like a niche business summit where all your industry's decision makers end up in your room, a licensing framework agencies need to serve their clients, a signature program your field quietly uses as its training ground. Inside Black Women Sell Live, we're engineering your offer so they can move you from nice to have to they literally cannot live without what you got going on. So, over the last 28 days, we've seen the same pattern on repeat. Some women turned service into real estate. Some turned recipes into moving money. Some turned patents into manufacturing. Some turned sewing into elite networks. Others turned classrooms into university. Black women have even turned outrage into wealth. And I've told you their stories. And Minnie Gettings Cox turned racist attacks on her federal job into banks, insurance companies, and assets so strong, even her enemies had to bank with her. So my question to you is, what are you turning your past pain into? What are you turning your current pain into? What are you turning your experiences into? We have no excuse not to be leveraging what we've been through to build something that the world cannot live without. If you've watched this entire Deleted History series and felt the tug, the sense that you are not just meant to get booked, but to actually build something, this is your call. Black Women Sell Live 2026 is happening September 25th through the 27th in Atlanta, Georgia. Tickets are live for 7 days only, and after that, we close public registration and reserve the remaining spots for existing clients. Only if there are some left do we reopen them to the public. At the event, I am literally teaching you to turn rejection and racism into revenue pivots, design offers and infrastructure that make you economically indispensable, and move from, hey, they won't let me in, to they can't move without what I've built. So go to blackwomensellavent.com right now and grab your seat before we sell out. Then come back here and drop the word power, or email me the word power, or DM me the word power on Instagram, so I know that you are actually getting your ticket and you're coming to the event. Thank you to all of you who already got your ticket. It is incredible. This is a record-breaking year in terms of how many tickets we've sold at this point. And so I'm so excited. I'm so encouraged. I've loved meeting with y'all live all 28 days of this month. It's been epic. If you've liked it at all, please leave comments on our YouTube videos on the Black Women Sell event page. It tells us that you're actually getting value from this, but your next move is one of the most important. You've heard the history. You've heard the business lessons. You know what we are capable of as a people, and you know that you are capable of more. I want to help you realize that, not just in September at the event, but next month we're having an event exclusively for ticket holders of this event, where I'm gonna walk them through sales strategy and answer their sales questions live. The goal for Black Women Sell Live this year is to make each attendee to make an additional $20,000 to $30,000 before they even get in the event. Why that number? Because at one point there was a stat that said Black women business owners overall make $24K. We're giving you resources, content, courses, and coaching before the event even starts so that you can make that before you even step foot in the door, because you're not average and neither is any woman who's gonna be in that room sitting beside you. I think we could do it, and I think y'all can help. Until then, y'all, I want you to check out Black Women Sell Live and go to blackwomensellavent.com and get your ticket.
You need to be here. You are going to be transformed.
The energy, the history, the richness, the awesomeness is absolutely amazing.
Everything is giving opulence, high quality, and excellence.
Working with Ashley and her team has been amazing.
It's everything that my business needed it to be.
Time that we sing of nothing. What's up? Been on this long road accumulating legacy. And the sound proceeds preoccupied with everything. I think it's about time that I sing of nothing. Go! Go!
I desire to be, right now people are saying 6 figures, $1 million, 7-figure earner, but not everybody is doing 6-figure or 7-figure activities.
Don't be too smart to not get your money. You gotta sell your clients what they need, not what you want them to have.
Sometimes you have to say no. You have to get comfortable saying no. Because if we accept those opportunities that are not aligned with what we want, then we don't get to what we want.
In order to really build, sometimes you gotta go back to the foundation. The foundation of some of the things that we learned, they were good for a certain time, but they're not good for such a time as this.
Confidence comes from past experiences, and I want you to document that as well as what it gives you the right to say about yourself.
I want you to commit like a young lady who says she ain't never given up on love. I don't care how many marriages under her belt and how many divorces. I want you to commit.
When we talk about being a strong woman, we mix that up with thinking we can do this all by ourselves. We should not forsake the assembling of each other.
I'm so happy that you all are accepting that people are gonna pay you. I want you to remember, even today, large companies ask Black DEI experts to work for free. And we have this company so that you know you have a coach that will say, hell no.
You cling to this corporate ladder because on this ladder, your family looks up to you. And on this ladder, your employees look up to you. And on this ladder, you have direct reports. But over there, you ain't got no team. Over there, you gotta work with VAs and you don't even know where they at in the world and you don't even know if they gonna respond. But over here, you got a whole team and you get paid every 2 weeks. And even though you go home and you're not happy, you clean.
Chris and Ashley, thank you. Honestly, I came here empty and just even in one day have been like overflow with just the amount of information, the amount of support, the amount of love.
Thank you for not giving up on me. Thank you for the support that you've given me. I am happy to continue to move forward with the program. I look forward to the next coming year.
All right, y'all. You see the vibes. You know what it is. You know you should be there. You're going to be mad if you're not. I think a lot of people consider it like a decision of whether or not they should buy an event ticket. And I think that that's the wrong decision-making framework. The framework is whether or not your business needs a sales boost, whether or not you can stand to go from making hundreds of thousands to millions, or whether you can stand from going to like 5K, 10K months sometimes to 20 to 30K months all the time. If you can stand for growth, that means you have room for information. There's something you don't know now that you should know that will take you to the next level. And I guarantee you, if you come to that event and you lean in, you listen, you talk to the sisters who are next to you, you leave with something that you can implement that can blow up your business. Now, you're going to be able to implement at the event. That's how we've designed it. But you're also going to be able to implement before you ever step foot in the event. I mean, the pre-event trainings are off the chain. If you never even came to the event, but you went to the 8 pre-event trainings, the live Q&A next week, the Black Women Sales Accelerator that you get when you buy a VIP or a platinum ticket, if you did any of that, your business would go to the next level quick, fast, and in a hurry. And so we're really excited about what we have, what we built for us, by us. And we're very much so looking forward to going to the next level. Okay. All right, y'all. Have a good day.